opinion, though.
Because testosterone is a bigger deciding factor in making decisions than estrogen.
Okay. I believe so.
I believe so also.
I believe so, and I'll tell you why, right? There are certain characteristics that are in men or masculine parties, right? Just take, for instance, sports, right? Sports is all about competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women don't really love sports like that because they don't really love competition. Competition is all about the leader, who wins, who sets themselves apart, who beats the other person, who dominates the other person. Right? But you look at any baseball, football, soccer, hockey, women, you got some women that like it, but women in general don't like sports because they're not into competition and competing. All right. I'm just saying. I think
because I know some pretty competitive women.
Yeah, me.
All right.
I know some pretty competitive women.
I mean, when we talk about not all but most. So there is a grain of salt with
my
it.
mom is probably one of the most competitive women in the world. My wife also, and my sister.
Okay.
So it's like they compete. With me.
So what does that look like? What is competition with that looks like you taking it easy on them, or that looks like what?
It's just the willingness. You could tell their determination to win.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell their determination to not fold, to not subside.
And what though? Like what would you be competing with them in?
Shit. With my moms and my sister, we play pool on a regular basis.
Okay.
So it could be pool.
So they bust your ass.
It could be spades. We even compete with cooking and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know that they don't like to lose, and they will compete with me. They'll fight with me. They'll compete with me.
Yeah.
Is it mostly in jokes, fun, and games to where it's like, all right, if I lose, then I just got to take you're going to crack jokes on me or whatever.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious, but at the end of the day, they're competitive.
But I think like when we're talking about competing, we're thinking about competing for power, competing for dominance.
Absolutely.
We're talking about like really like, like trivial games. We're talking about like in their household, is there a tug of war for who's in charge?
So do you feel like the ideal relationship has to compete for power?
No. I think there should be I think when you agree that you're going to be together, there should be a clear and defiant vision for your relationship. You're going to come to it together, but it's going to be one person that's really going to be the head of it to take it home.
And based on what I said, I don't think women want that. Most women don't want to be. They don't want to. I think women want to be in a state of. I think a woman is most feminine when she's in her relaxed state, when she doesn't have to think about the shit that men have to think about.
Well, let's think about it even further. The thought of a woman leading a man is usually emasculating that man. And an emasculating man is not sexy to any woman. We know that for a fact, right?
I would agree. I would agree.
Or it's a man that they're using for the time being, and then they're stepped on, and then they're displaced and discarded.
I feel like if a woman is cerebral enough to dominate a man, she'll find a way to make him feel like he's in charge.
Yeah, my wife probably does that to me right now. It's cool. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
My wife is very smart. She probably makes me feel like I'm in charge all the time.
Oh, that garbage? You took the shit out that garbage, honey.
Thank you.
Oh my god, you did. Them dishes, babe. Them dishes were done amazingly.
Thank you.
That grass, them edges were amazing, babe. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. right. Mm-hmm. I feel like I feel like when women lead, when women lead, they have to be so much more superior than men that it doesn't even look like they're leading. They're leading by proxy.
Well, from what you said though, I think encouragement is part of submission and cooperation.
Correct.
So I think what you're saying is like ultimately it is in a sense where, how can I say? I'm not gonna say like a Jedi mind trick, but you know, men are so simple in a sense where they believe like, yeah, I'm this, I'm masculine, I'm leading, but like most women, the crazy thing about it is most women they're fighting because of the word, but they don't realize that they are the puppet master in a sense, right?
Yeah.
All you really have to do is encourage your man, right? Yeah. And he'll probably do anything and everything. Yeah, he'll probably do most good dudes. If you encourage that man, he's gonna continue to do the shit that he's been doing. Right. That he's getting that pat on the back for. Yeah. So he's gonna do all this stuff that you probably want him to do.
Right.
And he's gonna do it because he knows he gets validation from you.
Well, every male isn't a man. Every man isn't a leader. So there's a select few men who make it to that point. Some men could just lead themselves, live their lives by themselves, stay single, and that's their bane of existence. Maybe I have some kids and they could like give some money. But for a man to lead a household, you gotta be, you know, a man of men and to lead it successfully. You know? You know, you gotta make sure everything's running. You have to be the primary. You don't have to be the breadwinner. Okay? But dog, you gotta stand on it. Like you gotta live and die by any decision you make. If you fall on your face, you gotta own it.
Okay. All right, I guess we'll move the conversation forward. Based on what you said, is that everything I feel like in this day and age, right? Talking about submission, and you got a lot of women that are on social media. They talk about it, a lot of men that talk about it, and it seems like it's all tied to finances and money, right? And it's like a lot of women will say, well, how could I submit to you when you're not worth being submitted to, or how I'm supposed to follow somebody that can't lead? And when you break down what they're saying, when they keep going and they keep talking, you be like, all right, it's because you feel like I don't make enough money, or you make as much money as I do, so it's like you don't have to listen to me. So how would a man in this day and age, right, where we're not traditional in a sense where by default you probably were the leader of the household, now it's about your earned income?
Well, there's three different kind of relationships. There's the man makes more than the woman. I'm sorry. There's the man takes care of more monetarily than the woman. There's the 50-50, and then there's the woman who takes care more monetarily than the man.
What about the whole, like, the man takes care of everything financially and the woman takes care?
Oh, the Susie Homemaker, that she just.
You think that doesn't exist anymore?
That's such a it is a part of it. It's such a small percentage of
you think so?
What's happening. Yeah, I mean, cost of living now, like it's like
you pretty much gotta have two incomes these days. Yeah.
You gotta have kind of two incomes if you wanna. I mean, it is some men that just want to stand on it, but I think most men not need but appreciate their wife's income. You know, so I'm not even talking to them. They probably not even watching this. They probably busy working now.